Alright. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, YAHAWAH, and double honor to the elder apostle GMS who ruled well. To you brothers pushing this word and true sincerity and strength power YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. Right? We are here to prophesy the downfall of America and gather the elect through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, Bahashem YAHAWAH, with the word of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, Bahashem YAHAWAH. Right? And the elect consists of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Those are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. Right? Now you brothers see what's going on in Israel in the news. YouTube is taking down videos, which is good. We want it. And like I was saying weeks ago, what's today's date? June the 8th. Saturday, June the 8th, 2019. So like I was saying weeks ago, that I was having problems uploading videos to YouTube. And I was praying to the Heavenly Father that Most High this before all this came out, that the Most High just shut down YouTube, man. And then like a week later, YouTube put out a notice saying they're gonna start taking down hate speech. People that saying that people that teach that their nation is more superior, YouTube gonna start taking it down. Well, good, man. Man, we pray, man. I've been praying that. I've been praying for that for a long time. And I tell you something, man. Like in the beginning, I did not even want to come on YouTube. I didn't even want to come on here. But I knew through the spirit that this was a way to push out this word. Okay? So it is what it is, man. So the Most High answered my prayers before the promise, man. We're doing the Amos 8 and 11, man. The family of the word, man. So that's what I was praying for. The family of the word, man. And here it is now, man. Hey, Esau about to start taking down videos, man. And it's good, man. I pray he shut the whole YouTube down where brothers can't even put up no videos, man. Because it's profit. Why you want to fight against profit? And I ain't getting no second account, no third account, none of that. I ain't getting it. Once Esau cut it out, man, it's over, man. I ain't finna fight against the prophecy, man. Shit, no, man. Jake get caught up out there. That's on Jake. But what it is, man, there's nothing new up under the sun. And you always had the heathen, the other nations, and you always had 2/3 of Jake conspiring against other Jakes to get the temple built, man. Okay? They always done that, man. Okay? Now we about to go in the book of Nehemiah, and I'm about to show you through the spirit that when the second temple was being built, you had heathen come against Israel, and you had Jake helping the heathens, telling the heathen all the secrets that was going on. Like they do right now, man. You see? So we're going to start in Nehemiah. We're going to start the first verse, Nehemiah chapter 1, right? Nehemiah chapter 1, verse 2. Yeah, Nehemiah.
Okay, this is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 1, verse 2. That Hananiah, one of my brethren, came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped.
Now you had some Jews escaped the captivity of Babylon, and you had some Jews that went into the captivity of Babylon. Okay? So it's telling you right there in Nehemiah. Okay? But Israel went into captivity in Babylon, you had some that escaped. Okay? Read that again, bro.
Okay, this is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 1, verse 2. That Hananiah, one of my brethren, came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of their captivity.
So you had a remnant that didn't go into captivity in Babylon. But the bulk of them, they went in now. Okay? But the bulk of the Israelites, the southern kingdom, meaning Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and you had some of the northern kingdom stay back, but the bulk of the northern kingdom, they was over this side by that time. Okay, go ahead.
Which were left of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem.
And concerning Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Verse 3, and they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity there in the providence are in great affliction.
Yeah, so the ones that was left in Jerusalem, they was in great affliction, man. That was catching. Okay, go ahead.
And reproach.
Go ahead.
The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down.
The wall of Jerusalem also was broken down. Okay, go ahead.
And the gates thereof are burnt with fire.
The gates thereof are burned with fire. Now, who did that? Burn the gates with fire? Esau, the Edomite. Now, we're finna go over here at the first Ezra 4, and you can start at 43. Okay, we're finna find out who burned the first temple. Okay, go ahead.
This is First Ezra, chapter 4, verse 43.
Now, this is when Israel had went into captivity in Babylon. And while they was in captivity in Babylon, you had the Edomites do this. Go ahead.
Then said he unto the king, remember thy vow, which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem.
Because it was Cyrus who was going to allow Jerusalem to get built. Because the Most High put the spirit on Cyrus to allow Jerusalem second temple to get built. Okay, go ahead.
In the day when thou camest to thy kingdom, verse 44, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
Which Cyrus set apart.
See, go ahead. So it was Cyrus to set a decree to get the second temple rebuilt, to get Jerusalem rebuilt. Go ahead.
When he vowed to destroy Babylon.
To destroy Babylon. Okay, go ahead.
And to send them again thither.
Go ahead.
Thou also had vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees.
So there you go. So how was the first temple destroyed? The Edomites burned it. So so-called white people, which you know today as Caucasians, so-called Europeans, which their biblical nationality is Edomite, the red Hebrew Edomite, they the ones burnt the first temple when the Israelites went into captivity in Babylon. Okay? That was the first temple. Now, going back to Nehemiah, let's go back to Nehemiah. Okay? And we're going to jump from chapter 2 to verse 19. Okay? Now, I ain't gonna go too deep into it. I just want to touch on a point to bring it home. But what Nehemiah did, he prayed to the Most High, and he sent up prayers that the king may listen to him to get Jerusalem temple rebuilt. So you had heathens come against Nehemiah, and you had Israelites being talebearers, in other words, snitching on Israel to the heathen. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 2, verse 19. But when Sanballat, the Hornite, and Tobiah, the servant, the Ammonite.
See, Tobiah, the servant of the Ammonite, he was married to an Israelite woman. Okay? Remember that. He was married to an Israelite woman, and they basically couldn't find his genealogy. So they basically couldn't find their genealogy. And then back then, when Israel was all trying to come together, because he ain't had no paperwork, but when Israel was all trying to come together, you had Israelites that were saying they were priests, and the Most High put the spirit on the priest to use the Urim and the Thummim, and come to find out, you had some people who were saying there was priests that which was not priests, and they were polluted. They couldn't claim that they were priests, but using the Urim and the Thummim, that was to get the answers to identify who was exactly a priest and also an Israelite. So they would use that back then. Back today, we don't got it. We just go off, we don't got the record. We can't trace our lineage back 2,000 years. It's impossible. Okay, you can't do that. Using DNA that's all false is impossible. Okay, so this thing is based off what? The spirit and faith. So go ahead, bro.
And Geshem, the Arabian, heard it. They laughed us to scorn.
So you got the heathens laughing at the Israelites rebuilding the wall, okay? Rebuilding the second temple. Go ahead.
And despised us and said, what is this thing that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king?
So here it is. Nehemiah prayed to the Heavenly Father that that these heathens who was coming against him, he sent curses up on them, and he said, look, don't forget what they were doing to us, hindering us building the second temple. So they laughing at the Israelites. These are heathens laughing at the Israelites, conspiring against them and saying, oh, y'all gonna rebel against the king? No, it was set up that they were supposed to rebuild, going back to the order and the decree from Cyrus, and the Most High put the spirit on him to allow that to happen. So they threatening him, okay? They just bringing up false accusations to scare him so he won't continue in it, okay? These are heathens now, okay? Now I got this. Let me look at this real quick. Now I got this because I wanted to read this before it escaped my memory. It says, I just went to regular Google and looked and seen what I just said when was the second temple started. You know, that's what I just asked Google, and this is what came up. It said the beginning of the second temple period started 586 BC through AD 70, okay? So 586 BC, AD 70. So it went through that, okay, that time period. It said, it is marked by the ruin of the Jews to Jerusalem from their exile into Babylon in 538 BC. They were allowed to return under the edict issued by Cyrus, king of Persia. By 515 BC, the restoration, they say Jewish right there, but I would say Jew, meaning Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, residents had completed building the second temple. So that's what we're reading about right here, is with the temple is getting built in the beginning. Okay, so that's what we read. So go ahead, bro.
Verse 20. Then answered I them and said unto them, the Most High of heaven, he will prosper us.
See, because he prayed about it, okay? That was Nehemiah praying about it. And you got to remember, when you read Ezra, when you read Nehemiah, and when you read first Ezra and second Ezra, what that is when you read the Bible, you got Ezra, okay, the regular Ezra, and then you got Nehemiah. That's considered second Ezra. And then when you got second Ezra in the Apocrypha, that's considered third Ezra. And when you got the first Ezra in the Apocrypha, that's considered the second Ezra. But then when you look into the second Ezra in the Apocrypha, that's considered the fourth Ezra, okay, when you go into it. But we just read in Nehemiah. That's for you brothers who didn't know. I just put that out there. So you got the first Ezra, which is here, okay. Then you got Nehemiah, which is the second Ezra, which is considered the second Ezra. Then you got second Ezra in the Apocrypha, which is considered the third Ezra and then you got second Ezra in the Apocrypha, which considered the fourth Ezra. Okay, so go ahead, bro.
Therefore, we, his servants, will arise and build, but ye have no portion, nor right.
See, so them heathens was trying to come in and basically say that they wanted to build with Israel. Okay, but Nehemiah was telling them, nah, you ain't got no right. That's why these heathens are mad at us, because we're telling them, according to prophecy, according to the King James Bible, that they ain't got no part in building the third temple, which we are, and they getting mad. They want to take down the video because Israel is waking up. See, it's nothing new up under the sun. You always had these heathens come against us whenever we try to come back and establish ourselves as a nation, man. It goes all the way back to then, man. They always hated us, man. This hatred that they got against us did not just start yesterday. It go all the way back to the ancient world. All you gotta do is read Psalms 83. They all conspired and came against us to make Israel cease no more, man. But then at that time, they wanted to stop the building of it because they didn't want Israel to exist as a people. They wanted to wipe us out, man. So you had heathens conspiring against Nehemiah, okay, which was set up to govern Israel at that time. And they was trying to bring accusations against them and say that they was gonna build with us, and Nehemiah was like, nah, you ain't building with us. That's why these heathens hate us so much, man. So now, since they coming up with the YouTube is banning hate speech, or anybody that's teaching that their nation is more superior than them, hey, that's part of prophecy, because they trying to stop it. Amos 8 and 11. And then when you go into World War II, guess what was on the rise? Nationalism. So you had nations, you had them Germans saying that they were more superior than everybody on the earth. So what's happening now? That nationalism is on the rise the same way, man. Same way, man. Same way. So go ahead, bro. Get back in Nehemiah. I'm done with the Apocrypha.
Nor memorial in Jerusalem.
Dang, you ain't got no dealings building with us. Okay? You outside the temple. Revelation 11 chapter. You outside, man. You unholy. You profane, man. You ain't got nothing to do with this, man. Okay? Matter of fact, you want to read it real quick, Revelation 11 and 1. And then we're going to go back to Nehemiah.
Revelation 11 and 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, Rise and measure the temple of the Most High.
How do you measure the temple of the Most High? By using the statute, laws, and commandments. Okay? That's how you measure. By the word. Go ahead.
And the altar, and them that worship therein.
And them that worship therein. Who's going to worship therein? And honor YAHAWASHI. The elect of Israel. 2/3 is out. The heathen is out. Okay? The Most High is only going to get a remnant. All you got to do is read Revelation 7 chapter. And that great multitude and family members, kids, helpers, and all that. But they still Israelites. And they are of the elect. Go ahead, bro.
And them that worship therein. Verse 2. But the court which is without the temple.
Yeah, it's like a barricade. It's like a spiritual barricade to where 2/3 can't come in no matter what, and them heathens can't come in no matter what. The Most High is going to spew them out no matter what they try to do. You can't hide it. Okay? This thing is spiritual. Okay? We the ones that got a relationship with YAHAWASHI. Not you fake Christians and you 2/3. You know? That's what it is. Go ahead. And Lord willing, that spirit continue on us. You know, I'm saying that humbly, not with pride. Go ahead.
Okay, verse 2 again. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not. Yep. For it is given unto the Gentiles.
2/3 of Israel and these heathens, man. So they can't come into this thing, man. It's over with, man. Or we are the temple, man. Getting rebuilt up. So go back to Nehemiah. Yeah.
This is Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 19. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, and Geshem the Arabian heard it, they laughed us to scorn.
So the Arabians is who? Ishmael them. Okay? Sambalite, I think that's how you speak. Yeah. Sambalite, he's Chinese. He's a Moabite. Okay? So there you go. Okay? Then you got him, which is a Moabite, right? And then you got what is it? Gershom is Arabian, that's Ishmael. And then you got Tobiah. Oh, let me see. Where is that? Where he at? Tobiah, the servant of the Amorite. That's the Japanese. But guess what? He was married to an Israelite woman. You see? So that's what's going on, man. But I'm gonna show you in there how you had noble Israelites linked in with Tobiah, okay? You had noble Israelites, so-called noble Israelites, who were snitching on Nehemiah to Tobiah, man. They was linked in with him, man. Israelites, man. Yeah. So go ahead, bro.
Heard it, they laughed us to scorn, and despised us, and said, what is this thing that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king?
See, so they pushing that vibration out there. Okay? But it was already set up, the decree was already set up, but they didn't know. Okay? But they being heathens and being devils. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 20. Then answered I them, and said unto them, the Most High, and said unto them, the Most High of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore, we, his servants, will arise and build.
So it's no matter what you people can do, because who is this ordained by? YAHAWASHI, man. There's nothing nobody can do, man. The word is out, man. Just like it was time for the second temple to get built, it got built. Okay? Same way the third temple is getting built, which we are. Okay? We are that building, man. So it's getting built. There's nothing you can do. You can shut off YouTube. So what? To be honest, I didn't even want to be on YouTube, like I told you. But I learned this truth. I learned this truth from the elder apostle GMS, you know, in New York. And I knew through the spirit that, look, this is how we got to be pushed out there through the internet, through the World Wide Web, man. So I continue in it. But according to prophecy, Amos 8 and 11 is going to get shut off, man. And that's just what it is. Go ahead, bro.
But ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem.
Yeah, these heathens, man. These heathens, they have no right in it, man. Okay? They have no right in it. All right, so we're going to jump to chapter 4. Start at the top.
This is Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 1. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we built it the wall, he was wroth.
He was angry. Go ahead. Now that's a Moabite. That's a Chinese right there. He was angry. Go ahead.
And took great indignation and mocked the Jews.
Yeah, he mocked them, man. Okay, go ahead. Making fun of them. Go ahead.
And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria.
So they was in Samaria, man. That was in the land of the northern kingdom. Okay? You see that? So the northern kingdom was gone, but they was in that land. So you had a Moabite and his army in the land of Samaria, man. Go ahead.
And said, what do these feeble Jews?
Yeah. He said, what do these feeble Jews? In the ancient world, you would, if a woman couldn't have a child, you would call her feeble. So they making mockery and saying that the Jews are so weak, like a woman, that they can't even build it. They can't even build up the wall. So they make it mock. That's like a straight up insult. If a woman can't have no child and if she couldn't have no child in the ancient world, she was basically working. That was like a curse. Okay, go ahead.
Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned?
By who? The Edomites. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 3. Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall.
So he was saying that what they were building was so weak, a fox could knock it down. So they making mockery, man. Go ahead. Same way they do with us today. They say, oh man, ain't nothing coming out of that. Y'all out there yelling and cussing. You know, the Lord ain't with that. You know, but they don't know, they can't see it spiritual, man. We happy when we see YouTube banning brothers' videos. You know what that means? That means it's going to be detrimental for you people that's walking around, because guess what? So-called freedom of speech is gone. And when we off the street, that means y'all dead. Because there's no more mercy. The Most High about to implement his problem. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Hear our power, for we are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head.
See, that's what I was talking about earlier, that he was praying about, how they doing it. All right? So he sent us some prayers, man, that what they doing, don't forget it. Okay? Go ahead.
And give them for a prey in the land of captivity. And cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out from before thee.
So Nehemiah was sending up that prayer, man. Go ahead.
For they have provoked thee to anger before the builders.
Because they weren't actually coming against Nehemiah, they were actually coming against YAHAWASHI because he ordained it. So when they come against us, they coming against the Heavenly Father and His Son. Yeah, that's what's happening. Go ahead.
So built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof. For the people had a mind to work. Verse 7. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites,
Yeah, the Ashdodites, yeah. Like Ashdod. Yeah, the Ashdodites. All right, go ahead.
heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up and that the breaches began to be stopped, then they were very wroth.
So there was anger, man. There was anger. Okay? So you got to remember, who burnt down the first temple? Esau. Why did he do it? Because he was angry. He's going to try to do it again. He's going to try to do it again, man. These nations going to come against us again, man. There ain't nothing new up under the sun. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8. And conspired all of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem.
So they was going. So when you go into the history of that, they was going to gather their army, okay, from the north, east, west, and south. So they was going to come against us on our side to stop us. Yeah, go ahead.
And to hinder it, nevertheless, we made our prayer unto the Most High and set a watch against them day and night because of them.
Yeah, because they was being a problem, man. They was opposing that we build the temple, the second temple back up. Just like they're opposing today, which is the third temple. We in their time, which we are. Okay, go ahead. We are the building. They tell you that in 1 Corinthians 3:16. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And Judas said, the strength of the bearers of burdens is decayed, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. verse 11. And our adversary said, they shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst among them.
Yeah, so they plotting, man.